Hello everybody, before I go ahead with this video, I would like to read the NYC anthem. NYC is the National Youth Service Corps and is a mandatory one-year program that is undertaken by university graduates and polytechnic graduates. It's a compulsory program because after the program you're given a certificate, and that certificate is also a very important credential that is required if you need to get a job in Nigeria. So the NYC anthem says, "Youth, obey the clarion call. Let us lift our nation high, under the sun or in the rain, with dedication and selflessness. Nigeria is ours, Nigeria we serve. Nigeria is ours, and Nigeria we serve." Then the second stanza of the national anthem says, "O God of creation, direct our noble cause, guide our leaders right, help our youth the truth to know. Help our youth the truth to know. In love and honesty to grow, and live in just and true, great lofty heights attain, to build a nation where peace and justice shall reign." Where peace and justice shall reign. I actually had to read up this because this prayers is the national prayers and national anthem was not formed by we the youth. It was formed by, let's say, our elders, people ahead of us. They formed this. That means that this is what we the youth are supposed to live by. But as it is right now, we are not living by these prayers. So hello everybody and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Adobe. I'm coming from Abuja, although Abuja, Nigeria. So I'll be talking about Nigeria as a whole. If you've been online, social media, international media bodies have actually carried out news on Nigeria, on the current situation in Nigeria. Even though our local media, they were actually trying to play careful. They're just trying to play smart about the whole thing, and we didn't even send them. Luckily enough for us, the international bodies carried out the news on what's happening in Nigeria. I'll talk about the local media later on in this video. So moving on, there's this trend, or there's this hashtag that is currently trending in Nigeria and outside the world. I think as at Saturday, which it was #1 worldwide, which is hashtag #EndSARS. There was also hashtag End Police Brutality as well that was trending, that has been trending for a while now. So EndSARS is actually SARS is a unit in the police force known as Special Anti-Robbery Squad. As the name implies, anti-robbery squad. The essence of forming, or the essence why that unit was formed, was to fight against robbery situations in Nigeria. But as it is now, they've actually done the opposite of the whole thing. So now what this unit does, or what some of the members of this unit do now, is they go ahead harassing the youths. When I say harassing the youths, they go ahead and stop anybody they feel has money. Even if you don't even have money, they either label you a criminal, a thief, a fraudster, or whatever suits them. First and foremost, it started with, oh, if you had a tattoo, if you had piercings, if you had dreads, then you are actually doing something dubious. That was how this thing started, and then with time it started derailing into, even no matter how you dress, even if you dress properly, they will label you a criminal. So this thing has been going on for a very long time. You find out that these people, most of them are not even properly dressed. You can't even identify most of these SARS officers because their name tags are not there. They dress so unkempt. Like, you see people that are accusing you of your looks, but looking at them themselves, these people are the people that are supposed to protect you. They're not even looking like officers, they're not even looking like law enforcement agency, but they go ahead to arrest you. They can see you coming back or just holding a laptop, and then they go ahead to say, oh, how would a 20-something-year-old person be able to afford an iPhone or be able to afford a laptop? And so once they see you holding a laptop, they feel that you're into a Yahoo online. When I say Yahoo means online fraud. That's what I mean by Yahoo. So they just feel that you're into online fraud. Immediately they just cite you using or holding a laptop. And what these guys do is that they just arrest you. When they arrest you, they take you to the ATM and then ask you to get money for them. Sometimes again, they arrest you, tell you to open your phones, and when they don't see anything incriminating, they still take you to the ATM and make you get money. Okay, I think I have some of these points, the points I want to talk about. So let me not be mixing up things. So in case you see me looking down, I'm actually trying to read up go according to how I highlighted this thing. So back to the POM ATM thing. They take you to the ATM and then you have to withdraw money and give to them just to sort out yourself. Sometimes if you say you don't have money, they go ahead to tell you, oh, if you don't cooperate, we'll waste you here and throw you into the bush, and nothing happens. That's how bad they go. They go ahead to cock gun on your head, like they are ready to shoot you without even looking back, and they'll tell you nothing will happen to them because they've wasted your life already. So this has been going on for a very, very long time, and we've actually been keeping quiet. There is this particular guy that has been saving so many of us. His name is Segalink. Most times when these house guys harass you, you come online and just shout, and then maybe he goes ahead to find out ways in which he can get back the money from. It's even so bad that sometimes they look at you, even when you're telling them you don't have money, they go ahead and then take you to their office. And the funny thing is that when they take you to their office, you're not allowed to make calls to your family, and then your family or your family and friends start looking for you. They now think, oh, maybe you've been kidnapped, or maybe you've entered one chance, all of that, not knowing that you're in the hands of SARS. SARS is supposed to be a federal agent, a federal body, right, that's supposed to be protecting you. But no, that is just proper kidnapping. Because when you say kidnapping is when you take someone out, when you take someone when it's not by force against their own will, and then you go ahead to extort them, getting money from them. And that's what we know as kidnapping. So these guys will take you to their office, and once you get to their office, they go ahead to torture you. When I say good torture you mercilessly. And they will not still allow you make calls like, okay, let me call my family and see, okay, if they can actually come and bail me out. They will not do that. So I wonder how they expect you to now raise money inside their station, is what I don't really understand. So this is what these guys have been doing for a very long time, and it just got to so many people. Not just, they kill people as well. Sometimes you can be on the street, like in front of your house, and you're taking, like, that is just, they'll just take you and say, oh, you're being arrested for wandering on the street. And I'm not wondering, is that the essence of why SARS was created? What happened to the police? There's actually yes, SARS is under the police, but this is a special unit. What are you doing on the road? Are you even supposed to be on the road in the first place? So this whole thing has been going on in Nigeria for a very long time. So right now the youth have had enough. So many lives have been killed. So many people can't even find their sons and their daughters anymore because they don't know their whereabouts. And we need to now do what is actually right. Most of these will actually go ahead with POS. I'm now wondering, why is a SARS officer, or why are SARS officers having POS? Who gave them the POS? And the first, even if you try to track the POS, you can't even find it, because the whole system is so rotten right now that no matter how you try to find it, they will try and frustrate your energy that you just have to give up, unless you have strong powers that can help you in getting your money back. That's how bad the whole situation is. So I've talked about the dressing and all that. So as a result of all of this, Nigerian youth decided to just go on the streets and protest for all that's been happening in the country, and that is what gave rise to the End SARS protest. This has really gone viral. It has gone viral both in Nigeria and outside Nigeria, because we've had enough of this. You can't keep killing us. Tomorrow it can be me, tomorrow it can be my brother, tomorrow it can be my cousin, tomorrow it can be anybody. So we've really had enough of this, and that is why we're on the street demanding that certain things be done. And we had 6 demands. The first one had to do with End SARS. Then the second demand is that, okay, during the protest, this is a peaceful protest. None of the protesters had any weapon on them. Very peaceful protest. And then, okay, for Abuja, where I reside, we go on protest, and then we now see the Nigerian police throwing tear gas at us, pouring hot water on us. And I'm wondering, what is it? Is it now against the rules or the constitution of Nigeria that we cannot go on peaceful protest again? None of the protesters, I stay in Abuja, I've gone for this protest, none of us went violent on anybody. We never did. So I wonder why they will now be arresting us, throwing tear gas at us, pouring hot water at us. Some even went ahead to even shoot. There were even gunshots in some places, like something like Ogbomosho. I think about 8 people or thereabouts had been killed from gunshots. So it's now baffling why you would go after people that are just peacefully protesting and protesting for what they know they deserve. So it's really baffling. So these are the demands that the end SARS is all about. One is that you end that SARS unit. The second, and okay, I even forgot to even say, this end SARS has been going on for quite some years now. Like some years back, we talked about it, we protested, and they were like, okay, they were going to disband the SARS, and then nothing was done about it. In short, the more you protest, if you protest today and then you go home, the next day they come out in full force. Then I said, okay, they're going to change the whole SARS. They now made it FSARS, that is Federal Special Anti-Robbery Squad, and nothing ended. So this time around, the youths are very angry and they said, no, enough is enough. So these are the demands of the youth. Immediate release of all arrested protesters. That's the first demand, because they claim that they've disbanded the SARS. Okay, no problem. If you've done so these are our demands. Immediate release of arrested protesters. The second one is justice for all deceased victims of police brutality and appropriate compensation for their families. I don't know whether I should just talk about this here. In Oyo State, one guy was killed. Jimo, I can't remember his second name. Jimo was shot by a police officer, and then I think after that they went ahead to the palace of whatever they are called, and then they actually destroyed some of the properties in the Oba's palace. I think that's what they are being called, and only for the governor to come ahead and say, oh, that's for those that lost their loved ones, they were going to be compensated, or they were going to give them 1 million naira. And then the palace of the Oba that was destroyed, they were now using 100 million naira to renovate or to refurbish or whatever, or to shall make good the damages that were done. And I'm now wondering, like, 100 million naira to replace the things that were damaged, and then 1 million naira for those that lost their lives, why demanding for their rights? Like, does it even make sense at all? Yes, that is the country we live in Nigeria. The third demand is setting up an independent body to oversee the investigation and prosecution of all reports of police misconduct. We never see them ever prosecuted. Even those that have been caught, videos have been made, they've even set them up, like nothing has ever been done. The only thing they just do is, oh, they just parade them, or they just put them on social media and say, okay, these are the people that this is so and so, but we never get to hear of them getting prosecuted. The fourth demand is, in line with the new police force, psychological evaluation and retraining to be confirmed by an independent body of all disbanded SARS officers before they can be redeployed. So this is very important, because I don't know how a normal person will actually cock a gun at an individual that is not doing anything, that has not done anything to you, that's not carrying any weapon. The only weapon, in quotes, that they carry is that they're carrying their laptop and they're carrying their phones. That is the only weapon they have. And then you now cock a gun to the person and say, oh, you killed the person, and then no one will know about it. Like, does it even make sense? Does it even look like these people have their mental state is actually in place? So that psychological and mental check needs to be done. Then the fifth one is increase. Okay, then the redeployment. After they said the end SARS thing was SARS had been disbanded, they went ahead to say, okay, they'll be redeployed into other units. And I'm now wondering, we are complaining that this particular unit is giving us issues. You now want to send them into other units. I don't understand. Does it even make sense? You change a particular human being. All you just did was just change the person's clothes. They told you, oh, okay, we don't like the color white. All you now did again is you just say, okay, since you don't like color white, let us give you color black. You just change the dress. Does it now mean that the people are still, or will change, or the color of the dress will make them change? Is what I don't understand. I don't understand whether these people don't really have people that think for them, or they don't have lawyers that can see. You don't even need a lawyer to actually think this through before you come out on national television and say something like this. The fifth point is increase police salary so that they are adequately compensated for protecting lives and properties of citizens. And when this thing was going on, I just kept asking myself, is it that these police guys don't know that we are indirectly fighting for them and fighting for them to live a better life? Because most of them are actually underpaid. And then when you go to the barracks, where they live is an apology. Even a dog would not cannot stay there and be okay. So I don't know why these police officers cannot. Well, you can't come against your boss. I think that's just why they are doing what they are doing. Because I am on Saturday when we were for the protest at the IG Louis Edet's house, that is the police headquarters. One of the officers, a female officers, came to address the protesters and I said, okay, they should go, that the IG is not around. And the protesters were like, we are not going until the IG comes back. And you know what she went ahead to do? She went ahead to tell them to start spraying hot water and tear gas. So I won't blame them, because these orders are from above. They have to obey their orders. So I won't even blame some of them for actually carrying out most of these things. That is the lower stuff. But at the same time, again, rather than keep doing some things that you know is wrong, why don't you just leave the police force? I mean, the police force, the do or die affair. It's what I don't really sure. That is the talk for another day. Moving on, I said during the peaceful protest, there were gunshots here and there, and some of the protesters who were arrested were mercilessly beaten, We are complaining about NSAS because of the police brutality. You now go ahead and arrest people that are protesting peacefully, and you still go ahead and beat them. Does it make sense? And then your IG comes and say, oh, this whole police brutality has ended, but you're still brutalizing peaceful protesters. You see, this thing is just making the whole thing more compounded, because your IG is saying one thing and you're definitely doing another thing. So it just seems like, okay, I'm saying this just to make you happy, but my actions are saying a different thing. So it doesn't really balance at all. So during this whole protest thing, we now realize that we now had a pro-SARS unit. That is people who are now for SARS. They're saying, oh, SARS should not be disbanded. And I'm now wondering, who are these people? Today is Thursday. As at yesterday, Wednesday, there was a protest at Bega roundabout. Bega is like a major roundabout in Abuja. And then we now realize that some thugs were actually sent to come and attack the protesters. And I'm wondering, these thugs, who sent you? How much were you paid? And when they came to actually disrupt the whole protesting, they started breaking windscreens of people. They started breaking glasses of each other. They virtually destroyed properties during this whole protest. And luckily enough, the SARS, those that were against SARS, actually overpowered them and got most of them arrested. In the process of getting most of them arrested, they tried to get more information on who sends them, how much they were paid. I now realize that they were paid 1,500. 1,500 is less than $5. Yes, because I think dollars now is like 400. So it's let's put it at $6. That is what someone was paid to come and disrupt a peaceful protest. Yes, that is the country we live in. As at today again, in Lagos, I've forgotten the area in Lagos, the same thing happened. Pro-SARS people came again, and this time around they came in government buses. So it's not like, okay, these people just decided to do it on their own. For them to come in government buses, it shows that the government is actually has a hand in this. Then they now came destroying properties, beating up people. They see you and they feel like, oh, you're for SARS, they go ahead and beat you. And we now see the government, the police officers standing and looking at them, carrying big sticks, carrying knives and all that. And the police are not doing anything. They are not throwing tear gas, they are not pouring them hot water and all of that. But people that are protesting peacefully, no weapon, nothing at all. They are not even violent, they are not insulting anybody. And then you go ahead, pour them hot water, you throw tear gas on them, you even go ahead to even shoot. Yes, that is the country we live in. That is really the country we live in. So at the end of the day, what this those that were protesting for the SARS had to do is they had to go get private security to protect them. And I think that was how these pro-SARS guys ended up leaving that place. But I think investigation is still going on who sent these guys. But as of yesterday, we couldn't even, when the pro-SARS guys that attacked the SARS, those that were protesting for the end SARS, we couldn't still tell who sends them, but all they told us is that, okay, whoever sends them, pay them 1,500. And the good thing about this whole thing is, after the NSAS guys defeated or overpowered the ProSARS guy, they gave them some small beatings, like some really small beatings. They had to even take them to the hospital. That is how good these people are. Like, that is how peaceful we wanted this protest to go. But no, the government are not very cool with that. They just want, I feel what they are just trying to do is they're trying to see a way in which they can push the protesters into going violent, and then the army comes in and then takes over the whole situation. Because you've thrown tear gas on these people, they did not budge. You poured hot water on them, nothing yet. Then you now went ahead to say, okay, you're going to send thugs, they didn't budge as well, and they just keep doing new things. Then today I'm hearing that, they want to stop or they want to ban the protest because of COVID guidelines. And I'm like, COVID guidelines in this country? Let's not go there. Then all I will say again, that is for those that are in diaspora, you might be saying that, it's not your business. That's for the Nigerians in diaspora, most especially. You might be saying that, it's not your business, you're not in Nigeria. But well, I guess you have a family member here in Nigeria. I guess December is fast approaching. I guess you might be coming into the country. All I'm pleading with those in diaspora is, please lend your voice to this movement. It is a movement that is necessary for the growth of this country, because once the police force is reformed, I'm very sure that things will actually turn around for the best in this country. I think we are just one step ahead into ensuring that things get better for this country. When I say things get better, I mean, this is not where we should be as a country. This isn't where we should be as a country, but we find ourselves here. And we can't continue to say, okay, let's keep quiet, let's tolerate, let's endure, and doesn't just make sense at all. This video is getting very long, and I didn't expect it to get very long. So I think that is where I will stop. Like, let's all come together and try and make this country a better place, because it is our country. We cannot continue to run out. Today you get to hear, your friend has gone to Canada, tomorrow your friend has moved to US. Like, your friends keep going out of the country on a daily basis, on a weekly basis. One person is leaving. How many of us are going to run out of this country? Who will not stay in this country and make this country work if everybody keeps going out? It's time to make things work. It's our right. I read the National Youth Service Corps anthem. I read the second stanza of the national anthem. Lord, help our youth the truth to know. I feel that the prayers are beginning to get answered. Like, we are beginning to know the truth, and I'm happy about that, really. Like, I'm really happy about that. Thank God the whole protest so far has been very peaceful. All I pray is that the federal government and the federal government in general, I pray they listen to us. I pray they stop this police brutality. I pray they stop arrest of people. I pray they stop sending threat messages to people. Allow us air our opinions. We are not in a military rule, for crying out. Allow us speak. If you feel okay or you can't do certain things, then you come to us, you tell us, okay, you can't do certain things. But just allow us tell you how we feel. We are not happy with the way situations are. I don't want to talk about employment rate. I don't want to talk about ASU yet. ASU has been on strike for almost 7 months now, if not 8 months now. I don't even want to even go there yet. All we are talking about right now is end police brutality, reform the police force. That is all we are pleading with you, the government. I don't know. That is all. It's not too difficult to ask. We're not asking for too much. Thank you everybody for watching this video. Leave your thoughts, your comments in the comment section as well, and see you all later. Bye.